What up, peeps? Tony Baker here, back with another movie review. This time I'm reviewing Birds of Prey. And there's some extra stuff that's on the title of this movie, but it's long. But Birds of Prey is pretty much Harley Quinn's standalone solo outing. Not really a standalone, it's a continuation of the Suicide Squad, but it's Harley Quinn's standalone movie. Starring Margot Robbie reprises the role of Harley Quinn. And this story is about, she breaks up with the Joker, Mr. J, as she calls it. They break up, so now she's trying to find her own identity out here in these streets. Like, I'm more than just Joker's girl. Who am I? What am I all about? Harley Quinn, she was a character. She was a psychiatrist, and she ended up falling for the Joker. They fall madly in love. They're hanging out, and she falls in this chemical vat of whatever chemicals are in the Ace power plant or whatever, and it changes her. It kind of makes her crazy a little bit. It changes her skin tone. She's pasty white. This is who she became. I still don't know how she acquired her fight skills. Still don't know this. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something in the cartoons and the comic books. I don't keep up with Harley like that. I want to know how she acquired the skills. Because I don't want to hear the Joker trained. The Joker can't fight. He's not a fighter out here. He's a jokester, mastermind, strategist, whatever. But hand-to-hand has never been his thing. He's no Bane. He's no Batman. Not at all. It's all about this and just being crazy as hell. But Harley Quinn is fighting in this thing. And I'm like, yo, where did she acquire the skills? I was looking around. The cast, you got Margot Robbie, Rosie Perez, Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Jurnee Smollett. And those four right there, I enjoyed them. It was good to see Rosie Perez again. I feel like I haven't seen her in a while. So it was good to see her as a, gritty Gotham City detective. Mary Elizabeth Winstead, I know her most from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, because I love that movie. She plays the Huntress, and she's socially awkward, which I like because it made sense for her character to be socially awkward. I don't do spoilers here, so I can't say why, but it made sense. And Jurnee Smollett, man, Jurnee, she plays Black Canary, and I first noticed her in the movie Eve's Bayou. She was a kid then. She killed it in that movie. That's one of my favorite movies. If you haven't seen Eve's Bayou, check it out. So it's good to see her, she's been acting, all throughout, but it's good to see her as a fully realized adult. And she really nails the character. Like, she was an interesting character, believable. I enjoyed her, and I enjoyed the dynamic of that four right there. There's a girl in here who plays like the pickpocket. She's the young girl, and I don't want to reveal too much. She didn't do anything for me. She was kind of an annoying kid, but she wasn't too annoying, but I just didn't really care, if that makes sense. And a lot of times, when you make the kids a little too mouthy, you usually lose me. And she started out mouthy in the beginning, then she got cooler as time went on. But I was still just kind of like, all right. But, the core cast of women, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed that dynamic. Kathy Yan is the director of this movie. I'm not familiar with her. She's only done, I looked at her IMDb, she had like 3 shorts, 1 feature, and then this. So I'm like, yo, this is a big film for having that short of a resume. So this is my introduction to her style. And the movie's colorful. It's kind of shot in a Deadpoolish style. It's not as rapid fire with the jokes and the silliness, but it's in that vein. It's a little bit more on the cheek silly than Shazam, but not as wild as Deadpool. There's a lot of action in this, a lot of fight scenes, and they'll have you wondering, like, how did Harley learn how to fight, guys? Can't stress that enough. Everybody else was like, all right, I feel like they had time. Harley was a psychiatrist, fell in the vat. She's hanging out with the Joker the whole time, you know what I'm saying? I know he's in that crime life. I don't know. Is it better than Suicide Squad? Yes, it is. My main complaints on this movie, the villains were too easy. They were too weak. Too easy work. The main villain is played by Ewan McGregor. He plays the Black Mask. He kills it in the role without the mask on. He kills it as a character, but there was no formidability in him as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, he had the muscle, he had the threat, he was crazy, he could kill you, but I felt like he wasn't formidable if he had to fight them one-on-one. I didn't see any of that. So you kind of lost. When the villains are too weak, you kind of lose me, and you lose a lot of points with me, especially in an action movie. And so that really bothered me the most, more than anything else in the movie, aside from the girl just being not compelling. I noticed one thing. One takeaway is the sandwich continuity in one scene. There was a scene where, first of all, one of my favorite scenes in the movie is that Harley Quinn was she was in pure ecstasy about this breakfast sandwich that she wanted. She was just like, yeah, she was watching him make the sandwich. She was excited. She presented the sandwich to the audience. She was like, this. And I was just like, me and my girl as foodies, we were just like, I know what you're feeling right now. When you're passionate about food, that scene meant a lot. But later on, this had nothing to do with that particular sandwich, but the police chief had a sandwich on the desk. I kept watching the continuity of the sandwich in the wrapper, and the continuity was trash. If you watch the movie, watch the sandwich on the police chief's desk when Rosie Perez and Ali Wong are in there talking to him. Watch the sandwich. The wrapper's moving, then the sandwich is out kinda, and then it's completely wrapped. I'm like, yo, the sandwich. Because anytime there's food in the scene, I'm looking at the food. That's the only reason I noticed it. But man, so my biggest complaint is just the easy work of the villains. I didn't like that at all. But like I said, I like Margot, Rosie, Mary, and Journey. Black Canary was I really enjoyed her character a lot. Yeah, man. With that being said, you want to know the smooth jazz review of Birds of Prey. Well, here it is. Oh, yeah. I'm giving Birds of Prey 3.5 saxophones out of 5. Yeah, go check it out this weekend, man. And y'all let me know if you looked at the sandwich. Because the sandwich continuity, man. I mean, if you're going to put food on the table in the scene, it better hold up. Because I'm watching that food. All right, peeps, that's my review of Birds of Prey. Let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments section below. Are you going to see it? Is Suicide Squad keeping you away from Birds of Prey? Let me know. I'm a fan of Margot Robbie and this character, and watching this movie, I really wasn't disappointed in her or the character at all. My biggest complaint is just that the weak villains. Nobody was formidable. Everything seemed like easy work. And that's one of my main criticisms about Deadpool, is that there's no edge of your seat, urgency with him, because he can't die. So it's just like the action doesn't really hold any weight. So I feel like if they do another Birds of Prey, let's add weight to the action and let's get some formidable opponents in there, man. Anyway, man, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as usual, we out here.